Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang in the evening. Sadguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Can anyone say that they are not witnessing? Can we say that we are not the final witness from our experience? Even if we conceptualize, even if we go to our mind, imagination about things, who is witnessing all of that? Our own existence, who witnesses that? So it is so simple, it is already known. Yeah. So this whole game has been about trying to make something phenomenal from this no thing, non-phenomenal. How to get attached to the non-phenomenal? Who would get attached to the non-phenomenal? For this game of attachment and detachment to happen, there needs to be first this game of phenomena. And now what you're discovering about yourself, what you're finding about yourself, is that in reality, you are not phenomenal. This is the discovery of the self, not as a thing, as this non-thing. Can the mind help with this? No. The mind cannot conceptualize, visualize, or even reason non-phenomenally. Can you conceptualize or visualize something which is not phenomena? No. Even then you will try to create some space. It is not even space. It is not even a void. This is what you are. And in this discovery, why does it seem destructive? It seems destructive only because we have these attachments to phenomena. So all the falls that has been attached to is being let go of. Now, does this mean that fundamentally something changes? Is it? Someone was saying, I don't know whether it was Shiv or somebody else, he was saying that why does awareness need to come to this recognition? Awareness doesn't. It has always been the unmoving, unchanging. It is not affected by this play in any way. Is it? Not affected by this play in any way. Your true self. Is it? That's why in A Course in Miracles it is said, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So either laughingly or with tears or in a very sober way, one way or another, our attachments are being squeezed out of us. Because this is what our urge is. Free and attached doesn't go together. You can either be free or we are attached. You see? So these final attachments, these ideas of, even the ideas of finality actually, anything that we feel that we know conceptually is a false attachment. Can we deal with absolutes like this sometimes? Everything that we feel that we know conceptually, intellectually, is just a condition. It is an attachment. So can we be empty of these? Is it okay not to know what is happening to me? If you didn't know at all whether you are bound or free, what you are looking for, what you want, what your state is, if you dropped all of this knowing, would you stop being the awareness? Would your existence cease? The mind uses this trick. This is the fear of death. That if I stop knowing, then who is to run this life? And even worse, will I cease to exist? Because it feels like I'm falling into a dark pit of nothingness. The visuals it can give you sometimes. You see? It is not like that. This nothingness cannot rise or fall. It has no attributes. It is just the simple knowingness itself, the witnessing itself. This you are. This cannot be changed. That which you are is what you are. But what you pretend to be, what you want to play as, starting with the play of consciousness itself, is completely up to you as consciousness. So is it important that you get your freedom now? From one perspective we say like that, but from another perspective, not at all. It doesn't matter actually. Because that which you truly are can never be bound. And that which is choosing to play is God himself or herself. And God will play as long as God wants to play. And as part of the play, sometimes it inserts these characters sitting on chairs telling you, you are not this, you are not. All part of the same play. So one day consciousness will say, yes, I'm done with this stuff, and all of these thoughts, they don't apply to me. They are not about me. You look at yourself, your body, your identity, and say, what is all this about? Whose hands are these? Whose hands are these? Whose thoughts are these? What is my connection with any of this? That witness which sees these hands, which sees these thoughts, which sees the sensations, which sees even the sense of existence. What is the connection with it and these thoughts? So when we start to find ourselves in this way, and this is so freeing. How would you like to be unhurtable? You see? We are attracted to these ideas of invincibility. But you are that. How can you hurt time and space? How will you hurt time and space? Can you hurt gravity, electricity, light? So if the children of consciousness itself cannot be hurt, these fundamental toys, then that which is the origin point of all of this, how can that be hurt? And we are not speaking of some fantasy land. This is what you are right now. This is what you are right now. So what if I was to stop buying your presumption about yourself? Buying your presumptions about yourself? Then we meet truly as we are. Because without a conclusion, without a presumption, without our favorite ideas, the pretense drops. And this oneness that we are trying to get outwardly is seen to be the unchanging, unmoving non-separation.
No.
And all of you that are here with some openness. Openness means what? Openness only means just having a window open that what is being shared here could actually be true. Don't have to accept every word, but just accept the possibility that what is being shared here could be true. Why? Because once you accept the possibility, then you're open to checking. If you're not at all open to the possibility that the sun could come from the east, you see, and you're so convinced that it comes from the west, then you will not check. So if you're open to the possibility, it makes us open to checking. What am I truly? Stay with this checking. What is it that you're finding? And if I was to give you tips, as a joke, of course, because if I was to give you tips, I'd say, don't be so quick to revert back to the habit. Stay with what you find when you check. We're too quick to say, but. What happens outside satsang? Nothing happens. You are still awareness. Why do I get caught? You don't. You are still awareness. Why don't I feel like awareness? Because it is not a feeling. But this mind just doesn't stop. It doesn't have to. There cannot be a but after I. Can we become that clear? Consciousness itself, you see? But in consciousness, recognizing its source, what it is actually made up of, it will find itself to be unconcerned with this entire play. Here, there is no distinction between the play of consciousness and that which witnesses this play of consciousness. Whatever is the drama, it is witnessed, isn't it? Whatever be the drama of our life, right now it is being witnessed. So we can step back and look whether that witnessing, whether that awareness is really participating in the drama in any way. Now we can check this. Okay? The drama will try to pull you in, pull your attention in. You see? But being in satsang so long, we must be able to now see that this awareness remains untouched. That is why it is unthreatened. What will resist? Our interest in trying to get something personal out of this will resist. Our interest in some idea of freedom, what it must be, might resist this simple looking. You see? But it is this resistance which will start to seem absurd after some time. Because what is the invitation for? The invitation is just to see who witnesses all of this. Who is that one? So there's a new one in Satsang who asks a question, Klaus. Klaus says, mind only knows phenomenality. So what or where can this recognition of our true self take place? Yes, prior to the mind. Mind only knows phenomenality, therefore it knows nothing. You see? because it doesn't even know phenomenality. It has just concepts about phenomenality. What is it that we actually know mentally? Nothing at all. You see? So, what is the place where the recognition happens? There, where the mind itself is born, that which is here prior to mind. It is the being itself which is recognizing its own source. The absolute, the self, has not forgotten itself. Therefore, the recognition, to cognize again, must be a play that consciousness itself is playing with itself. So, the one that deludes itself, using the tools of the mind mixed with our belief, is the one that is freeing itself from the delusion. You see? This is the play of consciousness itself. And what is consciousness? Just the dynamic aspect of awareness. There is no fundamental difference between I and I am. And yet, qualitatively, in this world of qualities, it seems like they are operating differently. So, this recognition also belongs to that which pretends to be deluded, which pretends to be a person. That is why I was saying that there is nothing personal to be found here, because that would be to give it too much reality. We are not trying to get the person to some freedom, because that would be to give it too much reality. Just what is being shown is that no person exists. It's very simple. What is being shown? No person exists. What is here? The root of all existence is the sense of existence. The root of all existence is the sense of existence. All exists in the light of this existence, in the light of consciousness. And there is a knowing even of this being, of this consciousness. The simple knowing that I exist. You see, this knowing, this awareness remains untouched, even in the play of existence. Who knows this? Everybody. Who understands this mentally? Nobody. You see, the struggle is only this. Trying to get a handle on this with the wrong tools. You try to change a tire with a fork, can you? Try to change a tire with a fork. Yeah? You know? So trying to get this, the realization of the self, this as a mental concept, cannot happen, you see. So obviously the one who keeps trying to change it with the fork will be frustrated and tired. Say, I come to satsang every day, but I'm just not able to change this tire. I'm not able to remove it. Because the false, the voice of the false will not help you rid yourself, your being from its own false beliefs. The voice of the truth must be allowed to percolate within you with as little mental interference as possible. Actually, we have some beautiful friends in Nagpur, and for them, they've not been in live, in person satsang very often, just a few times. But I've seen with many of them, just one thing, like they don't believe our next thought. They just took that to heart and said, okay, I'm not going to believe this mind. And it seems to be clarifying so easily and simply. Another one will just take that. Am I aware now? Yes, awareness is here. What is this I who is aware even of awareness? It is this awareness itself. What is all of this drama about? Starts to drop so easily. You see, you just need to hear a few things with openness, and they have to work like that. You see, but if we keep inserting our own specialness into it, our own arrogance, and say, no, no, this is the way I will do this. This is the what should happen to me. I am getting there. You see, all of these, we're just trying to keep the false one alive in some way. You see, it's like trying to dig a well and then covering it up. You see, digging, covering, digging, covering. You see, you see? So sometimes spiritual practices can be like that. The practice can be very beautiful in itself, but the idea of the practitioner can, again, you see, all the muck that was taken out of the practice, the idea of the practitioner is the fresh muck that we put in. You see, so in this way we keep playing with the spiritual journey. Because somewhere deeply ingrained there must be this idea that I am not free. You see, somewhere deeply ingrained there must be this idea that I am not free. That's why when I tell you check now whether you are free, you find there is no bondage. And I say, okay, now nothing to be done. You are like this. There is no even seeming trouble without you buying what your thought is selling you. You see, that's it. Can our journey just be like this? To check right now, I'm free right now. There is no bondage. You see, everyone is with me. This is important. You see, so yeah. Can it be as simple as this? If we can end the spiritual journey right now, to check first that I'm free already. Right now, there is no bondage. Irrespective of what might be playing out in this realm, the witness of it is untouched. We can see this right now. How many can see this right now? The witness of everything is untouched. You see this right now or no? Yes. See? No. The witness, check. That's why you have to check. Don't go with what the mind is saying. Okay? Don't worry for a minute even about dissolving. Don't worry about even that. See that the witness of even the dissolving, is that free or bound? But you witness that, no? The body is also witnessed. No, but feel is also witnessed. Feeling also witnessed. Is the feeling touching the witnessing? Doesn't that? That's all. We need to just check. This witnessing, this awareness is not bound. So, okay, two-step journey. First step, to see, am I bound in any way as what I see to be the reality of what I am? You see that this awareness is not bound. Second, don't pretend to be bound by believing your next thought. Finished. Without believing your thought, the question came. Yes. Take the mic then, because everybody wants to listen to the thoughtless question.
Just some clarity I want. It's like witnessing. Yesterday we discussed witnessing is perceiving. It's like,
No, but now that's why I told you that when I'm talking about the phenomenal perceiving, I use the term usually as the phenomenal perceiving.
okay,
When I talk about the witness, I'm talking about that which is witness of this entire phenomenal play, the awareness itself.
so yeah, am I? That's like I asked question. Am I aware now?
Yes.
So I confirm. Yeah,
Yes.
I exist, but I can't give any
No, but okay, let's look at this slowly. When you check, am I aware now? What do you see?
I am.
What do you find?
I am there.
You find that you are, I am.
Yeah.
And who is aware of this I am?
I can't say anything. It's just I am aware of my I am. It's like I know that
This I that is aware of I am, this I, would you say that this is a presence, this is consciousness?
it's it's the one who even perceive like whatever phenomenal comes. So
Yes. So
yeah,
if we say for a minute that even the sense of presence is phenomenal, then you find that there is a I which perceives even this or witnesses even this, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay. Now this I, can it be bound?
No, certainly not unless it believes something. It's never been bound.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. This I, you are free right now because this is the only reality of what you are. Therefore, this game has all been about the pretense and the dropping of the pretense.
Yeah, it's like further just a small clarification here. It's like every time I used to check is that witness is bound, but it's not
You mean the phenomenal perceiving?
phenomenal perceiving, but it's not phenomenal perceiving. It's this. Am I aware this is
Yeah.
bound or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you.
So this awareness, this I, this one is so far from the concept of freedom and bondage because it just doesn't apply. And yet, if you were to pick a word between freedom and bondage, you would always say free, just like it's beyond transparency and opaqueness. But if you had to pick a word, you would say transparent, isn't it? So, in this way, we find that I am free right now. Who is not seeing that they are free right now? Who's not seeing? Seeing, not thinking or feeling. Thinking or feeling free is not it. Yeah, but before the saying, are you free or not? We just talked about it. We said that neither freedom or bondage apply to this that we are talking about. But if you were forced to pick one between the two, you would always say free, not bound. Like if you were to forced to pick between transparent without attributes and opaque, that is some color or something, you will say transparent. You see? You heard that part. You see? So in that way, knowing that there is no attribute to this and both freedom and bondage don't apply, you see this for yourself or no right now? Is it always in duality? Huh? Mostly. So in the times where it is not in duality, where is it? He says that What I find is that one aspect of myself is this no thing, but another aspect is this play of duality. Now I said, is it always in duality? And then you say it is mostly. So now in the time where it is not active as the play of duality itself, then where is it?
Sorry, it's just the sentence just is not registering right now.
What must be the truths if the definition of truth was that which is eternal and verifiable? That which is coming and going cannot be the truth.
That's again the way I have defined truth. The previous
Yeah, yeah. So
example.
you're at my party. You have to follow my rules. So if you say that this is the definition of truth, then would you say that this applies to something which can come and go?
Sorry, I don't understand anything. Sorry.
It's very simply what I'm saying is that if that which changes or comes and goes, you see, then we would say that everything that is constantly changing itself is the truth, and we would be justified in our attachment to that. What you're finding is that you're looking for the truth because you have not found it in this changing realm. You're looking for the truth of who you are. You're looking for the self, which must be unchanging, because something must be tired of these waves of change.
But there is a pause there that I was looking for the self because I had some expectation from the self realization.
Yeah.
But after you said that you won't get anything, there is no
Yeah.
desire for even that looking.
Yes. And yet you continue, isn't it? So even upon hearing that you will not get anything personally here, even then you continue. You see, if a shopkeeper tells you, okay, sorry, I don't have what you wanted, you see, then most will leave. Some will say, okay, what is it that you have? You see? So something that pulls you here to say, okay, what is it that you have must be still there to see that there must be something which is not personal, which is not phenomenal, you see, which brings you back here, knowing that I have said clearly that you will not get anything personal or phenomenal.
There seems to be a force which moves in a certain
Yes,
direction.
yes. So we can call that the longing or the urge. You see, so this urge or longing for freedom, when it is present, it extinguishes itself only in the discovery of this unchanging truth. You see? So even this dynamic aspect that appears and disappears in front of me, so to speak. So who must this I be? The unchanging witness of even this play of phenomena and non-phenomena. You see? Is this I, not you, right now? What is your reality right now? Take the mic.
Father, during the it's like retreat, we discuss one thing is what you're looking is a verb, but like if we see from are you aware now, it's the only, I feel it, this is the only constant plate, and everything other than that is verb.
Yeah.
It's this is just steady, and then everything, even body, everything, your mind and everything is moving, but this is the only
Yes.
place which is not
Yeah.
moving. So is it right? Because like the way you say witnessing, then witnessing comes with verb. It's like it's things are happening, and its witnessing is happening
Yeah. Yeah.
continuously. It is one event after another. But this is, are you aware? It's like a steady place. So
Yes.
is it,
Yes.
we are
Yes.
referring to that. Are
Steady
you?
place, and yet it is not a noun. You see, it is not
Yes,
a thing.
not a thing.
It is not an entity. And what can be said about it only is that it is knowing. It is aware. You see, it is
Yeah,
witnessing.
true.
You see, so because the mind is so used to relating to to ourselves, so the searching for the self also started off with this pretense as if I'm going to find something. You see, something I'm going to find. So to break the idea that you will find something, you see, we say that if you were to pick between noun and verb, you're more of a verb. You see, but you're absolutely right that once you come to the recognition of what you are, then you find that neither noun nor verb applies to it. And every now is like this. Now you are free. Now you are free. Even as God, even as consciousness, you are free. The play of duality happens within you, but you have not become caught up really in the play. It's only a pretense. That's why we made these words. No? We say pretend because it is not real. The bondage never really happened. It's just a pretense. You see? See?
Is appearance and imagination.
Is appearance and imagination. You mean appearance that appears this realm? Is it imagination? What is your definition of imagination?
It's an image.
It's an image. It's an image which is projected by what?
Mind. Mind.
Mind. So when the image is present, that means it is imagined. Would you say a dream is imagination? If you would say that dream is imagination, like I have no problem with that definition. I can say that the entire dream is the projection of this ability to imagine this realm. So if that is imagination, then this is imagination.
Who's projecting?
Consciousness alone. Who is here? Who is here? Anytime somebody says, but who? And I say, okay, give me the options. Who is here?
For the sage, what happens?
Huh?
For the sage.
For the sage, what happens? What? When? It is the same consciousness, no? The same consciousness, which is the one consciousness, is playing with this realm just like the dream, in its own light, on its own screen. The sage is part of the projection, the seeker is part of the projection, everything appearing is part of the projection. Now, is that what you would call imagination? Yes or no?
I don't know. I only want. I only want. I only want the one solitary witness is what I am.
Yeah.
And I want that.
But you are, no?
I'm already that.
How
but-
can you want something that you already are?
Yes, yes, that's true. The one
So
solitary.
forget about the wanting. What are you?
But what you took us to and give us, even that is attachment. I know that you don't reflect and get back to what you had. Even that is attachment. Even that is. But
There is nothing that I took you to which is not your reality right now. Okay, your reality right now.
It's not palpable as like what it was.
What is palpable? You are not aware now.
But that was so intense.
It was because your attention stopped fluttering about so much for some time over there. But even the movement of attention, that is also witnessed by you, isn't it? By the one solitary witness. You see, so what happens is that every time we go back to what happened in the past, it takes us away from the freshness which is available right now.
Yes.
Is it? You say, but I'm not finding it so palpable already. You're buying these things. You might be missing something which is more palpable right now. You see? But if you want it as an experience, don't want it. This is good. So then palpable means experience. Awareness is unchanging. Awareness is always aware. You see, what happens often with many of us is that I ask you a question, are you aware now? And immediately the mind comes and says, yes, yes, I know this. Why are you asking me this again? I am aware. But that is not the intent of the question. It is not the invitation of the question. The invitation of the question is to check. The mind will come and say, but checking again and again is boring. It is not. It is this mind which is boring. It has the same story. You see? So are you aware now or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now this awareness, is this palpable for you or no?
Yes.
Yes. That's why you say yes. That's it. That which knows awareness is which one?
That is aware of what is aware of awareness. That which is aware of awareness.
Is which one? Is it Hans?
That's the I
Is
am.
it even Gopala?
So I am I.
So if it is you, then how can you not be palpable to yourself?
Because it's non-phenomenal, it's very subtle.
Non-phenomenal, you will start to see as the root of all phenomena, the backdrop of all phenomena. Does anything exist, any phenomena without this non-phenomenal witnessing?
Ask again.
Is anything possible, any phenomena possible without the existence of this non-phenomenal witnessing?
Yes, yes. That's the background.
It's a background. Then
but I'm not satisfied.
Who this one is? Which one? Awareness's voice?
Like Mujiji said, you know it when you're there. Nobody need to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Okay.
I don't feel I'm there.
I can't argue with the master's word. So before you picked up that thought, were you there or not? Where were you? Where are you now? Where are you? Here or there? Where are you?
Yeah, no.
If you want to get somewhere, we must first establish our location. Okay, so where are you?
Yeah, no.
Here. Now the there that you want to get to is where? Huh?
We know where to get to.
Okay, then where you want to go? Where you want to go that you will be able to say, okay, yes, now I know I'm there. Papaji said, no, when one came to him like this, he said, okay, what is it? You want to get to the self? Where will you find it? Will you get on a train? Will you get on a bullock cart to
Ship.
get to the self ship? How will you get to the self?
You can't go anywhere. You can't move. If you move, and you're lost.
Move out of the self and show me. You see, so the movement out of the self must have happened for us to try and get the self back again. But if I'm saying that you cannot move out of the self, then what are you looking for? Any experience you had, whether at the retreat, were you different in any way in your reality than what is here now? Was that a different self? And is this a different self?
Not satisfied. Why?
This one is which one? Which one is this? Are there two of you?
I'm not sure I'm home.
Which one? Which one is this that is talking?
This is the. This.
This is the.
This is the. This is the. What do you call? The guy who doesn't want you to be there.
Doesn't want?
You to be there.
Yeah. So you're going to continue to believe this one? Is it your authentic voice? First, let's even identify whether it is your authentic voice. Who is it representing? Voice is saying, I don't want you to be there. I am not satisfied. I am not there yet. So let's see who this one is. Can it identify itself? Who is it?
It's a false voice.
It's a false voice. Now, why are you buying it?
He's the biggest trickster in the world.
Why are you buying it? You feel that it could be speaking the truth just this time. Is that it? It convinces you, it tells you a thought which says you are not there yet. But when you check, what you find? I am always only this. I cannot not be the self. And yet, what do your words say? I am not there yet. Why don't we go with what we are seeing instead of what the voice is saying? That voice will say, this one is the trickster. This one will say, that voice is the trickster. Who are you going to buy?
But I can't define like Ashtavakra did.
You cannot?
I'm the solitary witness of all there is. I'm
Can't say.
transparent. I'm beyond adoration. Blah, blah, blah.
This is actually Janaka, no? How wonderful, I am wonderful
How
indeed.
wonderful I am.
I am wonderful indeed, beyond adoration. It's Janaka's voice. Why you cannot be Janaka?
Why I can be Janaka?
Why you have to be Arjun only? This is Arjun, no? Arjun is, after how many chapters in the Gita? 6 chapters or something. He says to Krishna, but yes, I see what you're saying, but I'm still not satisfied. Can you show me your Virat Roop? And as Guruji says, upon hearing this, Krishna also must have felt a little disappointed, saying, but I just said that you are non-phenomenal. Is it? Huh? I know, so compassionate. So how many lifetimes must we go through that process? How many incarnations of Arjuna?
You sat at the hospital and you knew it. I want
Stay the mic.
know it. I want to know it there. And then it never must fade away. Never. For a moment, for a second, millisecond.
But it happens here for a millisecond, for a second, for a minute, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes.
Faded away.
This belief in the identity can happen.
It did.
It can still.
Still it can.
If you trouble me enough right now, I will show you how. Guruji says, no? I'm irritated with someone, I want them there now. Because in a few minutes it will fade away.
Like Rajiji said, take a babe and slap, spank him on the bum.
Yeah. He said like that.
Huh?
Should I do? I'm not that strong.
Get it, man. Why are you not getting it?
You have to get that there is nothing to get.
There's nothing.
Are you getting that?
Yes, I get.
Yeah. Then
Nothing.
what is left then? The next thought is only a temptation. See, in India we have this story of the sage who said he will meditate for 100 years. And the gods themselves became scared of the power that the sage would get if he was to meditate for 100 years. So the god Indra, he came in the form of a very beautiful Apsara goddess just to tempt the sage away. What is the story about? It is a story about you. And your next thought is the Tempress. Are you going to go with her or are you going to let her go? You're waiting for some hallelujah moment? It's good. To not know is very good. You see, because what is happening is that you had some sort of a benchmark saying, okay, when you sat on the hot seat, it happened like that for you. Why not for me? How you know that was something that is supposed to happen to everyone like that in that same way?
Nothing is the same.
Nothing is the same.
Wish.
You see? So you're treating that moment as your guru. But here what is being shared is being ignored, saying, oh, he's just humoring me or something. I'm saying right now that you are that. Good. So can you check that you are that or no? Right now, are you not that one solitary witness? Now the temperance thought will come. Yeah? I am not satisfied. Are you buying? Next temperance thought will come. I still don't have what he has. Are you buying? Buying or no? No. That's it. Can it be this simple?
And the confusion is how can you be the solitary witness when there are so many people around?
Yes, but who is the witness of all these people?
Yeah, when you think through that, you realize that.
No, but even to check, all of this world is here. If I don't label, then there is no separation. It is one appearance. Is it? Just like a movie or a dream. When we wake up from the dream, presumably, and come to this waking state, you didn't say that, oh, all these hundreds of people that were there in my dream, we were all dreaming together and we had this collective dream. We see that everyone was just an appearance, including that dream body, dream character that we are believing ourselves to be, was an appearance in this one dream. Sometimes it feels too arrogant to feel that this is all about me. You see, that all of this jing bang, all of this much ado could be about me. But it is just not you personally, but you as God.
The other question that comes is, if it's so simple,
Yeah.
why do so many few people get it?
Yeah, because it is so simple. You see, if you were to hide something, where do you hide it? In plain sight. Then people don't get it. That which is under your nose is not found so easily by most. Yes. Because the habit has become to believe these ludicrous ideas. You see, from that perspective, it can seem like the most complicated, most abstract. But if you were to just look deeper and see what is really happening here right now, all of this play, I used to say there are two A's. You see, I somehow, why am I capital A and small a, capital K and small k, everything is, this world of duality plays like this. Maybe. So two A's of awareness and appearance. You see? So once we see that we are not labeling the appearance anymore and objects in the appearance anymore, it is allowed to just be one appearance. You see that the appearance is not all there is. You find that there is this awareness which is not subject to this appearance. You see? It is the appearance which is coming and going, but this awareness is not coming and going. This I is not coming and going. Till we still making separation within, labeling within the appearance, then we seem to be caught up in trying to resolve something at the level of appearance. You see, once we just, like these beautiful experiences happen sometimes, once we just are able to look at a flower as just a flower, at a hill as just a hill, not even with the label hill of flower, you see, as just for what it is, as this appearance, as just this, what it is, you see, then you will find that I am not an appearance. I am not that which is coming and going as part of this phenomenal play. You see, then it becomes very straightforward. You see? But once you presume that you are an object within the appearance, or the appearance, something in the appearance matters or is meaningful to I, you see, then it becomes complex and it becomes more abstract. Yeah? What you got from there? Yeah, the reaction. Sometimes I have to clarify because many times for some of you, you feel like, oh, you gave me a whack. There's nothing like that. One sec, let me just catch up with the questions on chat also. Anil says, Father, unchanging witness also witnesses the phenomenon. Yes. Are there two witnesses? Only one. Yes. There is this awareness, which is the one solitary witness. Then as the dynamic play is happening, then along with the dynamic play is also the dynamic functioning of phenomenal perceiving, of sight, of sound. You see, so who is the witness of sight, of the objects of sight? You see, who is the witness of the objects of sound? It is this being itself within which all of this is playing. You see, and where does this being come from? From the same knowing. Therefore, this knowing is aware of all of this phenomenal perceiving, the functioning of it. You see? So it is aware of this witness, which is consciousness. This witnessing is aware of this primal phenomenal witness, so to speak. I don't want you to get too confused with definitions. You see? Just know that what I'm saying is that consciousness is playing with its own light on its own screen and enjoying all of this play. You see? Therefore, it is the taster, the perceiver. It is said, Tvam karta, tvam bhokta, meaning one doer, one experiencer. Who is it said about? This consciousness. You see? So this consciousness is also ultimately witnessed, or is also ultimately known by this awareness itself. You see?
Father, like I'm looking at you. So there are two positions. One is like, I'm looking at you and
Not here.
you can't hear me, Father?
Output should be internal speaker. Maybe. So this consciousness is also ultimately witnessed, or is also ultimately known by this awareness itself. You see?
Father, you are playing your recording? Can't hear me, Father? I can't hear you, Father.
Father, we cannot hear you.
The audio codec. How about now?
Now it's good.
Okay, good. So just asking Anil whether we made a deal yesterday for no more questions for a few days. Because my memory is almost like his, but maybe not as bad as his. He's not here now. Okay. We'll see if he comes back.
Father, can we say there's only one witness who's witnessing through different beings? In realities, it's like individual beings witnessing is limited to this phenomenon, and so ultimately, if I'm at my right place and witnessing, then I'm only witnessing at this. So it's only God, or what we call, who's witnessing through different beings, but that phenomenal existence exists, but because of their interpretation, they imagine their world, but when they perceive things as it is, that it's they are one with the witnessing, with oneness of witnessing. Does it make some sense? Because
Yes, only that we also use that definition of being sometimes, because actually in reality our experience is only one being. You see, so this being is consciousness or God itself in the definition that we use. But what you say is that all of these beings are experiencing something, but that is also just a presumption, isn't it? From our direct experience, we see it is just one being, and all of this sofa, carpet, computer, all of this is just appearing within the same being, isn't it? Other people, seemingly other people. Can we really testify to the existence of another?
but like one being is experiencing at this moment oneness of this whatever it can perceive at this moment, and there's another being who's perceiving from
But
him.
is that your experience that there is another being?
In my experience, he exists.
He exists as what? As an appearance.
As an appearance.
That's it.
Uh, but like there is a existence with like I've been like so much uh, contemplating on it, and it's like is it this real exist or it's just my projection? It's like the way dreams is it just a projection? But there is a fundamental difference between dream and existence. Like here, physical form this exists or it doesn't exist, because if I say as a being who's just is oneness I am witnessing, then it's all projection from that steady place is
Yes.
just my projection. But even that projection, this reality exists or it doesn't exist.
Yes. So often I say that as you stay with the reality of what you are, these will be insights that come to you. I can share from my insight that all of this is the projection of this one consciousness that is there, and there is no difference between the dream and this waking state. But this is my insight that is appearing here. You see? So this is not the core of the pointing. You stay with the core of the pointing and allow these insights to come to you. You see? Because if you take and you make it an idea, then it becomes, then like all concepts, it can become sticky and muddy.
I shouldn't say like, but it happened like I was coming back from Shirdi by bus.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to share, but somehow felt like share. It's like that bus had an accident. That lady come down the bus, and they like people were screaming and they were bumping glass and all. And it's like I was projecting: is it happening or is just existence? And like they were smashing my window,
No.
and I was like quiet and watching. Is it existing or it's like with that crazy? So it's like very strong. Is it real or it just
Yes.
it's just something appearing, and then everybody is interpreting in different ways. Some are scared with that. Otherwise, it's just an appearance at this moment. This happening, the next moment this happening, sort of.
It's beautiful contemplation. And maybe after the Ashtavakra, we do some of Yoga Vashisht. And the Yoga Vashisht is all about how this appearance is just a dream. Hmm?
I know this is my mind fighting, but if God plays as a person,
Yeah.
if God plays as a person, using like, because so many memories in a very confused way, I hear sometimes it seems I'm crazy, and this mind is really struggling. So if God plays as different beings in different levels of experience until become like, appear like persons or beings in like humans or something like that with physical bodies, it must allow itself for appear like some parts of him disconnected for awareness. Okay,
It
because
must allow
that
itself.
must allow himself
Yeah.
for appear, for be sometime like some parts of himself disconnected from awareness.
Disconnected.
just
It-
like some parts of
Yes,
themselves.
but it can only
Because my mind knows that you are just trying to kill her and not telling the truth to her. So he's saying like, kill me. You say knife and book. And don't lie because I know you are telling me lies. Mine cannot feel that awareness. Just, I feel your love. I don't believe your words, just your love. But my mind is struggling because it knows you are just killing her.
yes. So you want to be killed, and you know I'm killing you, but what?
But with the truth.
But with the truth, or without the
Yeah,
truth.
you are. Come on. Something like that is coming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but
Sometimes you're feeling like I should come like a ninja and chop you or something like that. Huh?
yes.
Yeah. So that is then also fulfilling our projections of how it should be.
Yes, it's coming. It's so crazy, but I don't know if it is good to share this anger. Like God has created me in this way. I know it was myself somehow in
Yes.
different levels connected with like other beings, not as I know myself in this experience, but and seems it wanted to play like these limited persons and
Yeah.
was needing suffering for come like a savior and develop
Yeah.
compassion, and now he's using the same beings, the poor ones, to play the compassion and you know,
Yeah.
like the,
Yeah, I know what you mean now. Yes.
somehow it's like this. And it is, but we cannot know nothing because this is just a perspective of the mind.
It's just a perspective. Yeah.
Okay, just so it's arrogance because it's in ignorance, but it's burning. Okay, so I want to give this arrogance for you, Father, because it's struggling so much. And I believe in your love. It's so just words I can get. This is not okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Father, can I come in now?
Yeah, you can come.
Father? Father?
Okay.
Sorry, Father. Actually, you always ask me to surrender, but
But
this unchanging witness.
forget about it.
Okay, okay.
You see, because after you say, you ask me to surrender, but there is no buts in surrender.
Okay.
So we made a deal yesterday that you will not allow your mind to get activated with even these metaphysical questions about awareness and witnessing. Forget about it.
Okay, okay. Fine, fine, Father. Thanks.
Very good. Very good.
Father?
Yes, yes.
Father, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello, Father?
Yes, I can hear you, my dear. Can you hear me?
Okay, okay.
Like you were
Yes,
bad
yes,
phone.
yes, Father.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Father, I wanted to ask, Father, is knowing, just knowing not enough to for awakening? Like, I know these things, that I'm just a witness and there's no person and so on and so forth. But
Yes.
Father, then why doesn't that awakening come? I
Yes,
seem
yes.
to know all this, but then why I'm not awakened?
Yes, yes. So two terms you have to clarify for me. What does it mean to know something? When you say, I know this, what does it mean?
I know about it. It's not my experience, but
That means that I have a concept about it. Is that what it means?
yes, yeah,
So having a concept about it is not helpful. Just like having a concept of water is not enough to quench our thirst. Having a concept of who we are is not enough for letting go of the false. You see? So this was the first term. So a mental concept, yes, yes, I must be the witnessing, I am not the person. If this is just conceptual, then it is not helpful. It can seem helpful in the beginning, but these concepts must be translated into our living reality. You see,
so
that's
how
why I
can that
brought you.
happen, Father?
So if you look at our previous conversations, that's what always the prodding has been. isn't it? To check what is real right now. Like you say, I know I am not a person. You see? So how to make an experiential knowing out of this? You see? Is just by checking right now. You see? Checking right now, do you find that there is a person?
Mm, yeah.
This person, what are its attributes? What does it look like?
This person is all this flesh and blood.
Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is, is take out the recording from last time when we spoke, because we started at the exact same time, and see if you can transcribe that talk that we had. After you transcribe it, then I'm happy to look at your questions about that. You see? Because we discussed the exact same thing last time, isn't it? And you saw, came
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this
I guess,
clear
yes, yes.
recognition. You see? Did you see the recording after we spoke?
I did, yes, but it did not register in my mind.
That's why sometimes it's helpful to transcribe, so you immerse yourself completely in that. So you transcribe it if you can, and then based on that transcript and based on what you're recognizing, then you ask me a further question on it. Now, sometimes I can ask you to do some of the work. You are always asking me to do all the work. Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Kishore says, Father, not sure if this question can be taken today. Is being a witness to what is and is praying for freedom, praying to be stabilized in the truth, inconsistent. Not sure if this question can be taken today. Is being a witness to, what is and is praying for freedom. Uh, Praying to be stabilized in the truth, inconsistent. Maybe you have to elaborate a bit on that. Okay, you're typing more. I often find myself praying for freedom, but then it feels contradictory to being just a witness to what is. Okay. So when we pray, what happens? Our prayer is the prayer that, please God, give me something. You see? It starts like that. Dear God, give me something. In your case, you're saying, Dear God, give me freedom. You see? But the prayer itself is so beautiful that something feels light just after we pray with faith and integrity. With the innocence of a child, if we pray, it's very beautiful. You see? Then what happens as the prayer deepens? Actually, two things can happen. One is that you get what you asked for. The second is that you don't get what you asked for. So suppose you prayed for freedom and it was done, then you would not be here maybe. You see? So let's presume that it didn't happen, the prayer was not answered seemingly, then what happens? Many can get frustrated, angry, tired, all of these things. But for some, the prayer changes. And the prayer becomes, Dear God, whatever be thy will, let it happen to me. You see? So then this becomes a deeper form of surrender. The prayer goes from, Dear God, please give me something specific, to a deeper prayer of devotion, which is, Dear God, whatever be thy will, let that be done. I'm happy to accept it. You see? So then prayer comes to this point where it feels like the prayer is, you are the doer, but I am still the experiencer. You see? Then as this surrender grows, you find that the prayer changes and it becomes more playful. Dear God, what is this game that you're playing with yourself? You see, so the sense of you doing something to me or for me also dissolves, because it is seen that the doer and the experiencer must be one. You see, so as the prayer deepens more and more, then this sense of you are the doer as God and you are the experiencer. The doer and experiencer must be the same. So as this prayer deepens, what happens? We see that I am just witnessing this play of consciousness, God playing with itself. You see? So in the prayer, we are coming to the same point as the inquiry, where we see that I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. I am just this witnessing, which is witnessing all this play of appearances. You see? So prayer and inquiry actually bring us to the same point of the truth, which is that I am just this awareness, the one solitary witness. You see? So sometimes some will spend many years praying for something specific, then go to non-specific, whatever be thy will, I am happy to accept. And then even the idea that I am experiencing the result of what God is doing also dissolves. And it is seen that God is just playing with itself. Of this play, in either way, through devotion or through inquiry, the point is the same, to come to the same seeing. And as our prayer becomes stronger, then you will find that as you come to this witnessing perspective, all this knowledge also comes to you. So Bhakta is given the prasad, the gift of jnana, and the jnani is given the gift of bhakti. Then you cannot say whether you are a jnani or a bhakta. A sage will never be able to say whether he is a jnani or a bhakta. It is only the part of the play of the seeker before the insight of the reality comes that we label ourselves in this way. So in verse 18 of chapter 2 in the Ashtavakra Gita, and the chapter is about the joy of self-realization. Janaka says, I am neither free nor bound. The illusion of such things has fallen into disbelief. So this is what we discussed today, to see that the reality of what I am, we cannot say any attribute free or bound. It is the illusion of this bondage and the freedom from it. The illusion of this has just fallen into disbelief. It's very important. You see? Disbelief means that it could still try to be sold to us, that you are free now or you are bound now. Some idea, some concept can come, but all of this is no longer believed in. Why? Because directly we have seen ourself to be that which cannot be bound, and that which cannot be bound, the concept of freedom does not apply to that one. So, and this is the beautiful pointer, that allow everything which presumes that you are this entity, which itself implies bondage, you see, because entity implies limited, and this limitation is our idea of bondage. So this presumption of the entity must be allowed to fall into disbelief. Exactly what we are saying in Satsang. Don't believe your thoughts. Because it is only our thoughts which are telling us that we are limited, we are an entity, we are separate, we are bound, we need freedom. All of these ideas come only if the presumed entity, the presumed me, is given belief. So Janaka said the illusion of such things has fallen into disbelief. And then he says, though I contain creation, it has no substance. What does this mean? Though I contain creation, it has no substance means it has no fundamental reality. Because the real must be that which is unchanging. I contain something. You see, where does it go when it is not there? It goes back into this. So consciousness appears and consciousness disappears. From what? From this awareness itself. Therefore, what must I be fundamentally? Consciousness appears and disappears. I must be this awareness. Whether consciousness appears as an aspect of myself or not, I remain this unchanging awareness. You see? So when the sage says, the sage Janaka now says, though I contain creation, it has no substance. It means it is not separate from the reality of what I am. It is fundamentally still awareness itself. There is no separation that ever happened. Then in verse 19, he says, having seen for certain that this universe and body is without form or substance, I am revealed as awareness alone. Imagination has no place here. Same thing, having seen that for certain that this universe and body is without form or substance, implying that it is not separate from the reality of what I am, although in its qualitative play, it can seem like it is real. I see the dissolution and the creation of this realm and that light from which this realm comes, which is consciousness itself. You see? Then I am revealed as awareness alone, because it is seen that this consciousness is nothing but this awareness itself. That which comes from I and dissolves back into I must be I alone. That which comes from awareness and dissolves back into awareness must be made up of and continuing to be awareness alone. You see? Therefore, I am revealed now as awareness alone. Imagination has no play here. You see? You find that this play of consciousness, this world of appearances, this is what I say about the two A's, the big A awareness and the small A appearance. When I see that I am this awareness alone, I find that this imagery of these appearances have no place in the reality of what I am. It is just another coming and going. So the sage is sharing his revelations from that place of true seeing, where the play of light and sound, time and space starts to lose its value, its meaning, and has no place, has no relevance in the reality of awareness. Then verse 20, the body exists only in imagination, as do heaven and hell, bondage, freedom, fear. Are these my concern? I, who am pure awareness. So we discuss this, and maybe you can take this on to contemplate this. The body exists only in imagination, as do heaven and hell, bondage, freedom, and fear. Are these my concern? I, who am pure awareness. So sometimes just allow these words. All of you have this text now. Just allow us neutral, simple contemplation to happen on this without rushing to any conclusions. And then they will reveal their beauty on their own. If you're in a rush to understand or to counter in some way, then they are lost. Then you're just making concepts out of them. So use them as thorns to remove all our concepts. Allow them to do allow this as medicine to do its work. And then after it has marinated for some time, then reveal what is it unfolding for you. My feeling is that you will find that the words of the sages are not at all different from your direct insights. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang this evening. Sai Ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Nitya, my dear, for moderating today. It all went very well, no? We can end the broadcast now.